my feel-good breakfast show.
Guys, we've got a good sting, eh?
Oh, you want to move around with that? We are bringing you entertainment news here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We love to keep you up to date, and this morning we are unpacking some of the latest trending stories that the socials are buzz with. Now we have digital content producer Bass Newman and pop culture and entertainment content creator Zetu joining us on the couch to bring us the latest of international news.
We love it because we are here for it, because people are buzzing, because we want to know these things. And some of the stars might not be your cup of tea, and we will have stars that drink a cup of tea getting cancelled in just a moment. But let's start with BB Rexa. Why is she so hot right now?
Because shame. This is actually
Because
like
shame.
not okay.
Can we just leave it at that?
It's
Because
actually
shame.
not okay. Like, it's happened in the past before where artists are performing and things are thrown at them. But at her concert on Sunday in New York, somebody from the audience threw her with a cell phone.
Okay.
Guys, it hit her in the head, and she actually posted like a day or two
Look
later.
there, you see it hits her there.
God, but why would you do
It
that?
literally takes her to her knees, and I'm just like, why? Like, what is the thing? You've come to this concert to like, because you obviously like the person, you're not going to watch a concert that you don't enjoy. And then like,
Exactly.
why? Like, just...
But also cell phones are expensive. Like,
Or it was like, pass me your phone, pass me your phone. They were like, okay, I got you. Like,
Take
no,
a picture
don't let
for
them
me.
go. Woof.
Maybe it was an accident. I don't know, but the person got arrested.
But good, because that could have...
look at her eye.
Accident. It wasn't an accident.
Yeah.
Initially, he said that he thought it would be funny. And then now when he got arrested, had to get a lawyer and everything involved. He said that his lawyer said he was trying to get her to grab the phone and take a photo, as fans always do. But that's not what was initially said. And you can also see the velocity that the phone
And we've seen it
flies at.
happen like before. So like Chris Brown at his tour, was trying to do things with the girl dancing there, and she was taking videos, and he was like, focus, Baba. And threw the phone.
Yeah.
But this is obviously like another side of that, and it's just not okay.
Sure.
Well, it could have been something else. It could have been something other than a phone. It just speaks to the safety in a space where they should be able to have complete control. Heartbreaking, man. Shame, sorry.
Now, let's move over to podcasts. A couple I don't know where I stand when I hear their names, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Their podcast recently got cancelled. I feel like I had to put that out there.
Why do they have a podcast? What do they talk about on their podcast? What is their intellectual...
We were supposed to find that out. What is it that they talk about on their podcast when it's just about them and nothing to do with the royal family, right? They had Paris Hilton there, wild card. Paris Hilton's a wild card.
What was she going to talk about?
Didn't they have Serena Williams?
That's Serena Williams.
Okay, now we're
Serena
talking.
Williams, you know, now we're talking. But I think we all expected, like, your Michelle Obamas on this podcast.
Yeah.
People who are on the level of, like, princes, princesses, duchesses, politicians, thought-provoking. They gave us nothing.
No.
And
And
that
so they were
lead
like,
to the
cheers.
collapse? Yeah.
They were like, you failed. Because they were supposed to have a two-year...
Yes. So it was a 2-year deal that they signed with Spotify. It was exclusive. It was supposed to be multi-series. They only delivered one series, and they just didn't hold up their end of the
Is
bargain.
there a production company that's failed here? Is there a... Because surely that rests on someone.
Archworld. It's odd. They have their own production company, and they came together with Spotify. And Bill Simmons, one of the Spotify execs in the podcasting division of it, is livid with rage, because essentially they gave them a $20 million deal, and they only got about a third of what they had been promised.
And I think it's also like with everything else with them in the news, I think people are just tired of them and all the drama surrounding them.
Yeah,
Like,
well, it's
come
kind of
through
self-serving now. It's just filling a
Exactly.
media vacuum the whole time. That
And you
doesn't
got
really
this
pertain to
chance,
anything.
but now, like, you wanted to change, you want to be part of the Royals, but everything that's part of you is part of being part of the Royals. So just, like, pick a side, pick a side.
You got to accept. One person I would love to listen to for a couple of hours and explore various topics with is Trevor Noah.
Sign me up.
So let's hope that he's going to come through. Before we get into the conversation, he announced it on his Instagram.
Yes,
So let's
please. I'm here for
quickly-
that.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Trevor Noah here, coming to you fresh from the stage at Spotify. I think you can see it through there. Really exciting news. We're launching a new podcast, and it's going to be global, which means if you are in the world, you're probably watching this video, which means you can listen to the podcast. If you're in space, I believe they have internet there too. They just got Wi-Fi, so you can also listen to the podcast. But it's really exciting, and I hope to see you there shortly. Yeah, add me to your playlist. I don't sing though, unless you want me to.
That's cool.
You see that face? That's the face of someone who's just been paid $20 million.
Yeah.
You see that?
And we
That's
don't
that
know what
quiet confidence.
We don't know what it's about yet, but it's Trevor.
I don't mind, but he's
Yes.
proven his chops in the current affairs space. He's proven himself to be a political analyst that is head and shoulders above the majority of the American political analysts when it comes to their own system. He
Absolutely.
is so good on the intellectual front. He can dominate that, and he just happens to be gorgeous and funny, man.
Yeah. He's got amazing, famous friends. He's hosted the Grammys. You know, just the level and variation of people in his life and circle. It's very exciting. I'm excited.
And there'll be a South African and an African angle there. I guarantee
Yes,
you it.
yes.
He's on his way home soon. He'll be here soon.
Always.
Make another $20 million.
It's also exclusive to Spotify, but it can also be streamed on other services as well. So that's also exciting for people who don't have the platform. So I found that to be quite cool.
That is cool. Well, Zetu and Bass, they're not going anywhere. We've got more entertainment news to unpack with you, so stay tuned.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beauties. Thank you so much. We are back for more entertainment news. And celebrities have been busy and celebrating one of their own. In fact, our digital content producer, Bass Newman, and pop culture and entertainment content creator and just unbelievably cool human being, Zetu, now joins us on the couch, guys. Thank you so much for sticking around. Thank you for being here on a Friday.
Yes. Let's talk real estate. I love it when celebrities buy celebrities' homes and it makes news.
Yes.
Adele making a purchase of Sylvester Stallone's property.
Yes.
Why is it news?
Because it's cool, Zoe. Because it's cool.
Sorry, I didn't mean to be... Why is this news?
I hear you, I hear you.
But what's so special?
So she bought Sylvester Stallone's house, or she wanted to buy the house initially.
Okay.
And Sylvester was like, cool, but I'm
Let's
taking
fight for
the
it.
Rocky statue.
Ah.
The very famous Rocky statue,
Yeah,
right?
fair game.
Which is strangely positioned, by the way, like at the end of the pool.
house.
And
Yeah.
she was like, I'm either having the house with the statue, I'm not buying this house at
House
all.
at all, yeah.
It's not a cheap house, it's 58 million.
Whoa.
Dollars,
dollars.
yeah.
That needs to come with the statue.
Exactly.
But how much does it devalue when you take the statue out of it? Suddenly it becomes a $3 million house. Yeah. But no,
Do you
fair
get
game, man.
furniture at that rate? Like, does it come
Come with?
furnished?
I don't think so.
No, it's bare bones,
Guys.
walls, ceilings, and floor.
They've got a couple of mattresses hanging from the roof, tied up like this, and a couple of meats hanging there that you can just meats random.
But so she's purchased the home and she's moved
Okay.
into the home. And
With the
she's,
statue? Does she-
with
does
the
she keep the
statue, she
statue?
got the statue. So this was probably like, you know what, I'm tired. Just take it.
No,
me
all it took
money.
was 5 minutes of them being in a room together and her talking to him like flat out, and he was like, "Hey, just please, it's okay, it's okay."
But I
She's
think it's a
hardcore.
cool thing because so often people buy a home and completely renovate it, which is what she's already started doing on the inside of the house, by the way. But it's kind of like a legacy thing now.
It's Rocky.
The day that it's Rocky's house, and the day that she eventually sells it is the condition going to be? You need to keep the statue
Yeah,
to kind
please
of
do.
keep that going.
I didn't realize there's another documentary running about the other action guy, and I didn't realize how Stallone and Arnold kind of shaped Hollywood through their battle with each other. These symbols, the Rocky symbols, the Arnie's characters that he's played, they kind of really guided where action movies have gone, and that's not even a little bit. Like they did everything.
Yes,
to them.
they
So
absolutely.
it's a part of cinematic Hollywood history, man. Keep it. I'm down with that.
It really is.
See, it's a cool story.
But hopefully she'll like invite us around one day. You know, just kind of
Yeah.
Over
cribs.
for tea.
Cribs.
Well, let's move over to Paris Fashion Week. Of course, that's on everyone's timelines, but people are talking about Pharrell.
Pharrell. So Pharrell was announced as the new creative director of Louis Vuitton after the very sudden passing of Virgil. And so this was his first exhibition. Hollywood A-listers were there, of course.
Everyone was there. Meg Thee Stallion, Kim Kardashian. He even had Pusha T walking on the red carpet.
Zendaya was there. Everyone was there.
All
Everyone
of Black
except-
Hollywood actually went
who's
out to some.
designing the stuff? Who is putting pen or whatever they use on the paper to actually design the stuff here? Can you explain what the role of creative director actually entails in this context? Because I think it's changed somewhat.
That's the big discourse that's happening online at the moment, is the shifting conversation of what is a creative director now, right? Because back then it used to be someone who has worked their way up the ranks of the fashion industry. They might not be publicly known, but they're known as
Because
the
there's a ladder in the industry, as I understand it. It's quite
Absolutely.
you've got to pay your dues to get
Exactly. And over the last last 2 years, we've seen a very distinct shift in what a creative director is. It's now coming with celebrity. It's coming with all that a celebrity beyond the designs can bring to a house. You've got Pharrell, who created, it's a great collection. It's not amazing, it's not innovative, but he was able to bring a Beyonce who would never go to a Louis Vuitton show, was able to bring so many celebrities, put them in his clothing, which they wouldn't typically, other than brand official sponsorship on red carpets.
Well, it's a murky area for them because it's commercial for them.
Absolutely.
They've all got their own stuff going.
You know, you're not going to see a lot of them wearing Louis Vuitton again, unless it's Pharrell at a later stage. But
can I play devil's advocate here and say, is this okay then if they see a 50% sales spike? We're looking internally and saying within the fashion world, externally people are buying a lot more Louis Vuitton. Is that not the idea?
That's the goal.
That's what they want. They want
Sadly.
sales.
Yeah.
Rock on, Pharrell.
But I mean, they can always send us an item or two just to check if it's...
Sure.
If it's...
I'd love to quality control one of the little bags, like the small.
We can do it. I'm here for the molecular bag. If anyone, maybe they've sent me a whole ton of the molecular bags and I just...
And you lost them.
I haven't found them yet.
Well, thank you so much for joining us once again. Bas Zetu, bringing us the latest in the world of entertainment and also putting me in my place when I asked what's so newsworthy of Adele buying Sylvester Stallone's house. I just wanted to know.